Hi students, welcome to Alphos e-learning chemistry classes for second year. The running chapter is solid state and now we are in session number 13. In previous sessions we cover the voids and their position and the consequences of the voids. That is nothing but depending on the occupancy of the voids, different kinds of ionic crystal structures we discussed. In due course we observe few voids that exist in ionic crystals may be occupied, may not be occupied. That means it is nothing but in some crystals only tetrahedral voids may be occupied, in some other crystals only octahedral voids may be occupied, or in some other crystals both these two may be occupied, but with the different fractions. All these we discussed and we solved one or two numericals also to find out what is the actual concept of the void. Clear? And now in this session, in case as we know the crystal solids are having the crystallographic parameters, that means the orientation of the atoms or ions or molecules which are considered as the constituent particles of the crystal are arranged in a systematic geometric pattern. In case if all the crystals are having the same type of precise geometric pattern arrangement, then there is no question of any deviation from the regular structures. But whether it is of having that type of precise geometric arrangement in all crystals at all temperatures, we have to think. If we observe that precise geometry, that is nothing but the supposed geometry exact 100% will be followed by the crystals only at a 0 Kelvin temperature. Already we know this from thermodynamics third law. As per the third law of thermodynamics, we can assume the systematic, that is 100%, or entropy. Entropy is nothing but the disturbance or disorder. The entropy 0 for the crystals only at 0 Kelvin. If you remember or if you recall that third law of thermodynamics, there we are having that statement, that is entropy of the crystals are supposed to be 0 only at 0 Kelvin. Indirectly it indicates that it is not possible to reach that 0 Kelvin temperature and to retain at that pressure, is it not? So when we are observing crystals at other than 0 Kelvin, automatically some sort of deviations from that arrangement, that is geometry, will be observed, that leads to the defects in crystal. Clear? All these, what types of defects we can observe and what is the actual meaning of defect, all these we have to discuss in this session. And before entering into that, let us solve one or two more numericals related to the previous session, that is nothing but the void position and the occupancy percentage, and then how to find that all. I collected few questions, one or two more questions, and let us solve first those two questions and then we will enter into present session's discussion. Clear? And now let me start with that one. It is the question is asked like this: the ratio of close packed, it means it is close packed atoms to tetrahedral voids and spheres in CCP. This is the question. The ratio of close packed atoms. This is nothing but close packed atoms is nothing but spheres. That is what they are giving is, that means they are simply asking the spheres and tetrahedral void ratio in CCP. CCP is nothing but FCC. As we know, in FCC these spheres, nothing but close packed atoms, spheres are nothing but 8 into 1 by 8, because in FCC 8 atoms present at corners, plus 6 into 1 by 2, that is nothing but 6 atoms present at face centers. So these, when we are considering these contributions, it come to 4. So spheres are 4, and then tetrahedral voids. And now, as we know, as from our previous discussions, that is what we discussed or studied in previous sessions, the tetrahedral voids, they are present at 1/4 distance from each corner on each that is body diagonal, from each corner on body diagonal. Like that we observe, already we discussed thoroughly about this, and here 4, and in this direction also 4. So totally 4 plus 4, 8 tetrahedral voids will present. So the tetrahedral void number is spheres 4, tetrahedral voids are 8. So it is nothing but 1:2 is the ratio. Clear? And now coming to one more question related to this. Here it is given in percentage. Let me give that question. It is given as a binary solid AB. Binary solid AB means, binary means only 2 elemental atoms will present in the solid. Only 2 elements are present. Then it is known as binary. A binary solid A plus B minus, this is assumed, has zinc blende structure. Has zinc blende. We know zinc blende structure is also known as sphelerite structure. Sphelerite structure. It has sphelerite structure with B minus ions constitute CCP lattice. B minus is forming CCP lattice, and A plus ions occupy 25% tetrahedral voids. 25% tetrahedral voids. That means actually simply we need not consider this one also. Directly they are providing the related data as in this AB crystal. AB, these two are the two ions that present in the ionic crystal. In that one, B minus, that is anion, is constituting CCP. CCP is nothing but FCC. And A plus ions occupy 25% of tetrahedral voids. Just what is the formula of the compound? I think now you are in a position to solve this type of question. Clear? And now let us consider CCP spheres are 4 and tetrahedral voids are 8. Now let us consider B minus is 4 in number, and A plus is occupying 25% of 8. 8 into 25 by 100. That is nothing but 8 by 4. That is 2. Here that is A2 B4, or simply we can consider this as AB2 is the simple formula of the compound. Just what we are doing is, previously they are giving the fractions, but here in this case they are giving the percentage. Here when it is, just you observe, spheres are formed by B, thereby B is 4, and 25% of tetrahedral voids. When spheres 4, how many tetrahedral voids? 8. 8 into, but how much percentage is occupied? Only 25%. So 25 by 100. Now we are getting A to B4. That's what I am giving. Clear? And A to B4 simple ratio is nothing but AB2. Like that. That means what I am providing in this numerical is nothing but, in previous numericals we considered the fractions, that is 1/2 of the tetrahedral voids, 1/4 of tetrahedral voids, like that. But here they are giving percentage. Even in percentage you have to convert into fractions. Are you clear, dear students? Now I think with this one you are in a position for competitive exams whatever the data they are providing, you have to compute the data. You have to collect the information and then how to use that information so as to get the solution for the given problem in a simple way and in a speed way. In a speed manner, you have to solve the question. You remember, for even though it is of the toughest job to consider the calculation, but simply for competitive examinations which are time bound exams, automatically they will provide the simple calculations. So here what we require is not the calculation part. Actually simple calculations they will provide, but how to solve, how to calculate that should have thorough idea. Then you will be in a position to answer the correct questions, answer correctly for the questions. Clear? And now let us move to the next topic, that is nothing but the defects, also known as imperfections in crystals. The defects are imperfections, and first let us consider what is a perfection, and then we can go for the imperfection. Defects are imperfections. In crystals. Defects or imperfections in crystals. Clear? And now first let us define. Generally when it is crystal solid, what are the characteristic features of crystals? Crystals are having a regular arrangement, that is a systematic arrangement. Simply we can say that a systematic arrangement of the constituent particles. What are constituent particles? In case of ionic crystals, they are nothing but ions. In case of metallic crystals, they are metal atoms. In case like that, in case of molecular solids, molecules. Like that, the constituent particles are nothing but the atoms or ions or molecules. Clear? And now when these different constituent particles in a given crystal are arranged in a precise geometric pattern, that means in the supposed, say for example, if it is face centered cubic, if all the atoms are exactly at corners and face centers, then it is precise geometric. In case of body centered cubic, then if the atoms are present at corners and center of the body, it is a precise. Like that, if they are present in their allotted lattice points, then that system or that crystal is said to be an ideal crystal, or that structure is said to be ideal structure, and it is nothing but a perfect structure. That means when the arrangement is in a systematic manner, in a precise geometric pattern, the crystal structure is said to be ideal structure or perfect structure. But as we know, it is not at all possible to find Mr. Perfect. Similar to that, it is not possible to find the perfect crystal. As per third law of thermodynamics, automatically we will consider that it is not possible to find the crystal without any defect, because as per third law, already we stated that it is nothing but it is not at all possible to find the crystal without entropy. That entropy will be zero for the crystals only at 0 Kelvin. That means it is not possible to reach that 0 Kelvin temperature. Indirectly they imposed that, but when you are reaching that not possible, that is impossible zone, then only you can find the perfect crystal. So indirectly or directly, if we are speaking, it states that any crystal in the universe will find some sort of deviation from the regular geometric pattern. Such deviations are known as imperfections, or they are known as defects. Are you clear with that one? It is simply in a single sentence we can say that if the crystals are found to have the deviation from the regular geometric pattern of the arrangement of the constituent particles, it is said to be imperfection or defect. Clear? And now these defects will lead to change in the physical and chemical properties of the crystals. That is the first consequence what we can observe when we are finding the defect. If there is no defect, they are having some sort of an ideal characteristic properties. But once deviation started from the regular pattern, automatically that will lead to the change in the physical and chemical properties of the crystals. Clear? And now, in case if there are some defects or imperfections, and what type of imperfections or deviations we can observe. Majorly, that is nothing but mainly defects are of two kinds. They are of two types. One is nothing but electronic imperfections. Electronic imperfections. And second one is atomic or point defects or imperfections. Both these two words are same, synonyms. Clear? Same meaning. And now first let us go for electronic imperfection. What are electronic imperfection? The name itself indicates that the imperfection leads to change in the property of the conductance. Because electricity, it is related to electrons and holes. Holes are nothing but the vacant spaces. As we know, holes are nothing but the vacant spaces. And here, if electrons are more, then it is n type, negative charge. That's why it is represented with n. And holes are more, it is p type. So that's why the electron and holes concentration is represented with these letters n and p. N stand for negative, p stand for positive, and negative charge is indicated with for electron, and thereby when electron concentration is more, then the conductor, that is nothing but the crystal, is represented with n type. And if holes are, that is positive charge is more, then it is p type conductor or p type crystal conductor. Clear? And that is here the imperfections are due to difference in the concentrations of the electrons or holes. And these electronic imperfections leads to the change in electrical properties, that is nothing but the conducting properties. Clear? We will discuss it later. And now our discussion is related to atomic or point defects. And now let us have a thorough discussion on this electronic or point defect, that is atomic or point defects. And actually these atomic or point defects, atomic or point defects. Why these are of point defects? Let me explain. Previously, electronic defect. Actually, electronic defects are found to be dispersed throughout the crystal. Throughout the crystal, the electronic, that is the electron or the holes are dispersed throughout the crystal. And whereas the atomic or point defects, these are confined to certain part of the crystal, not the total, because these are creating so much of difference in the density, in the stability of the crystal. So when these atomic or point defects increase, automatically the stability of the crystal will decrease. So these are confined to certain zone, whereas in case of electronic defects, they are dispersed throughout the crystal. That is the major difference between these two, just you remember. And now atomic or point defects, these are of three types. One is vacancy defect, or these are also known as Schottky defect. And second one is interstitial defects, or it is also known as Frenkel defect. And third one is impurity defect. Impurity defect. And just you remember, these are all these three are present either in stoichiometric or in non-stoichiometric compounds. Just you remember, in both these two, that means when these defects present, the crystal may continue with the stoichiometric amount. Stoichiometry is nothing but the amounts of different elemental atoms as per the stoichiometric relations. That is nothing but in balancing the oxidation states or in balancing the mole relations, like that. Let me explain stoichiometric and non-stoichiometric. The best known example, say for example, if iron and oxygen, these two combine, what will be the stoichiometric composition in general we observe? FeO, one atom of iron with one atom of oxygen. That means 1 mole of iron is in bonding with 1 mole of oxygen atoms. This is in +2 and it is in -2. Then these are in 1:1 ratio. Or in case if it is Fe +3 and O is -2, then the composition is Fe2O3. These compounds, that is FeO and Fe2O3, these two are considered to be stoichiometric compounds. Clear? But sometimes they are providing this iron oxide as 0.92 and O, like this. That means it is neither 1 nor 2. It is in fractional value they are providing. Why it happens, all these we are going to discuss in impurity defects. But here, when it is of other than this regular pattern, regular stoichiometric amount, then the compound is said to be non-stoichiometric compound. Clear? And now, actually these stoichiometric compounds are previously considered as Daltonides. You remember, my students, Daltonides are the stoichiometric compounds. Whereas, if they are not following the stoichiometry, they are considered as Berthollides. Daltonides are stoichiometric compounds. They are obeying the stoichiometric rules, and whereas Berthollides are non-stoichiometric compounds. They are not obeying the stoichiometric compositions. Clear? And now let us move. These are different. These can be observed both in stoichiometric and in non-stoichiometric compounds. And now let us discuss about these atomic or point defects in Daltonides, that is nothing but in stoichiometric crystals. How these are present and what are the consequences where we can observe such type of defects, all these we have to discuss. First, let us consider these vacancy defects. Vacancy defects in stoichiometric compounds. Stoichiometric compounds. And just you remember, these are also known as Schottky defects or Schottky-Wagner defects. Both are same. Schottky, simple word, Schottky-Wagner, both the words. Clear? These defects and what happens in these defects. Just you observe, this is one ionic crystal. In this ionic crystal, what we are having are anion and cation. These are present in particular way where one anion is associated with one cation, like this, like that. But all of a sudden in some crystals, some sort of missing of the ionic pair is observed here and there. like this and like this, some sort of missing of the ionic pairs are observed. That missing of ionic pairs, say for example, let us consider NaCl. When these NaCls are out of 10 to the in 1 centimeter cube, nearly 10 to the power of 6 ionic pairs are missed. Ionic pairs missed in 1 centimeter cube, like this. But these ionic pairs are missed. Pair, that means both positive cation and negative anion, these two are equally missing, and thereby there is no change in the composition. There is no change in the composition because equal number of cation and anions are missing in this. Clear? That's why they are maintaining their stoichiometric composition or their stoichiometric ratio. Clear? And now 10 to the power of 6 ionic pairs are missing. And actually if they are asking for calculate how many ionic pairs, that is nothing but vacancy defects, we can, how many vacancies will be created for how many ionic pairs. For that purpose, actually in 1 centimeter cube, NaCl has 10 to the power of 22 ions. That is not ionic pairs, 10 to the power of 22 approximate they are providing. And now how many ions are having this ionic missing? For that purpose, 10 to the power of 22 by 10 to the power 6, that is 10 to the power of 16 ions are having one missing case. That means one vacancy will be created out of 10 to the power of 16 ions in NaCl crystal. Just to observe, don't take that per ion. In case if you are taking, it will be negative, very fractional. Not like that. Out of 10 to the power of 16 ions in NaCl crystal, one missing case will be observed. Clear? Like that here and there. And what are the consequences? Just to observe, volume is not changed, but the mass is changed. That's why ultimately it results to decrease in density. And where we can expect this type of, just you observe, this type of defects are observed in strongly ionic crystals. Strongly ionic crystals, and that too with a high coordination number, where we can find the cation and anion sizes are equal. Where we are finding the cationic and anionic sizes equal. In such a case, we can observe this type of defects. Clear? And now, this is examples are nothing but first year group, that is halides, NaCl, KCl, and cesium chloride, and KBr. All these, that is nothing but alkali metal halides are having this type of vacancy or Schottky defects. Clear? And now, coming to interstitial defects. And you remember, interstitial defects are because of displacement of the ions from their regular position to some interstitial. Interstitial sites are nothing but the vacant spaces that exist in between the ions. This is interstitial defects. These are also known as Frenkel defects. These are also known as Frenkel defects. This is the crystal, and here the ionic pairs present. And these are cations and anions, like that. Each one is associated, that is nothing but ionic pair. And here what is happening is, sometimes the ions are missing from their regular position, and this missed one is found to be here, and this missing one is found to be here. Like that, some sort of vacancies are created, but they are that is nothing. This vacancy is not because of missing of the ion totally as in case of previous vacancy defects. Here it is because of the displacement of the ions from their regular position, and they are occupying the interstitial sites. That's why they are known as interstitial defects and found by Frenkel, and hence they are known as Frenkel defects. Are you clear with this one? And now when it is observed in such case of displacement of these ions to interstitial sites, what are the consequences? Unlike that of the previous case, here there is no change in the density. Why? Because mass is also not changed, just displacement is there, but the ions are still present within the unit cell. That's why there is no change in the mass, but there will be change in the chemical property or the physical properties. Clear? And now where we can expect this type of, it is nothing but in case of the ionic crystals with a less coordination number. The best known examples are nothing but silver chloride, silver bromide, silver iodide. All these are the best known compounds for finding the Frenkel crystals. And dear students, you remember this AGBR is of having a special nature. That special nature is nothing but it is found to have both vacancy and this interstitial, that is both Schottky defects and Frenkel defects in this AGBR. It is the best known example where we can find both Schottky defects and Frenkel defects. Clear? And like this, the interstitial side, and what are in these cases where when they are missing from this regular place to the other place is nothing but interstitial site. That's why they are. Clear? And these also lead to the change in the properties of the crystal. Clear? And now coming to altogether impurity defect is a different one, and we will discuss in the coming sessions. Clear? And now in case, what are the consequences of all this? Just you remember, when the regular structure is deviated, in case of vacancy defects, for example, when the vacancy V is created, automatically the lattice energy, nothing but the stability will decrease for the crystal. And as the vacancy defects are increasing, automatically the weakness will increase. That means instability will increase. And if it is of enormously increasing, automatically sometimes there may be collapse of the crystal also. In case if all these crystal is of having vacuum, vacancy is nothing but vacuum, and that because of increasing that, the crystal may collapse. Clear? And all these are happening in these defects or imperfections. In coming session, we will discuss about the defects in non-stoichiometric compounds or non-stoichiometric crystals. What happens and how we have to analyze them. All these we will discuss in the coming session. Okay, thank you.